You know, it's not like you don't have good qualities, but if you had a wrestling match with Cain Velasquez, how well do you think you'd do?
Straight up wrestling?
Yeah.
I think people would be surprised.
Really? You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd be surprised.
Mm.
I really do. I think he'd f you up.
Dude, I did that 23andMe. I did that. You spin the cup, you mail your DNA in. I did that. They sent me drive mayonnaise back. I am white as Dallas, yeah.
In the Arlington where Gringo Papi was filmed?
Wait, is that where that was filmed?
Is it?
The Dallas Improv, Arlington?
I think so, yeah.
That's where Gringo Papi was filmed.
Oh, no.
Dude, tough act to follow.
Pressure's on.
Number 3, do you respect Brendan Schaub as a comedian?
Can I trade this question in for 2 more questions? No, you cannot.
You said yes, and the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Wow! Ari, who's your friend?
Depends. I just watched this. Have you seen this documentary, The Most Hated Man on the Internet?
No.
Whew. Did you hear?
Who is the most hated man on the internet?
His name is Hunter Moore. I don't know.
Brendan Schaub just went like this.
So Brendan's pursuit of success is quite the opposite of what most people experience. Throughout his journey and multiple attempts at finding it, all he ever seemed to encounter was constant failure. From his MMA career, so damaging to his brain that Joe Rogan felt compelled to stage an intervention on his podcast, to his comedy career, which makes you cry more than it makes you laugh, to his podcasting career, which only lasted as long as it did because Brendan attached himself like a leech to his comedian friends. So in this video, we'll take a look at the man of many failures, none other than Brendan Schaub. I think we should start from the beginning, his MMA career. On December 5th, 2009, Brendan Schaub made his official UFC debut against Roy Nelson, which ended with Brendan kissing the canvas after being knocked out in the first round. This kind of set the tone for what his MMA career would become, a complete failure. Brendan ended his UFC run with a record of 6 wins and 5 losses, with his final fight taking place on December 6, 2014 against Travis Browne. Ironically, he lost in the same way he began his UFC career, kissing the canvas after a first-round knockout. This is when Rogan decided to intervene on his podcast and put a stop to Brendan's apparent addiction to collecting CTE.
You know, it's not like you don't have good qualities, but if you had a wrestling match with Cain Velasquez, how well do you think you'd do?
Straight up wrestling?
Yeah.
I think people would be surprised.
Really? You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd be surprised.
Mm.
I really do. I think he'd f you up. And I say that as a friend and a guy who loves you.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's just on another level. You know, it's just different. It's a different kind of athlete.
You said that.
I just think there's a certain amount of, there's a bridge between you and the very best guys in the world. And I don't know if you can cross that bridge. That's the reality of life. You know, like what you look at your fight with Andrei Arlovsky, if you look at your fight with Travis Browne, if you look at your performances in the octagon, not what you think you're capable of, not what you know you're capable of at your best, but if you have to judge it just by your performances inside the octagon, you know, you can go all the way back to your fight with Roy Nelson. You can go to your fight with Nogueira. You can go to your fight with Ben Rothwell. The issue is, can you become a champion? If you can't become a champion, are you comfortable with getting knocked out 3 or 4 more times over the next 5 or 6 years? You know, and that is a possibility. It's a possibility. It might not happen. You might be okay, but it also might happen. It might happen 2 fights in a row. It might happen, you know, I mean, if you have to have a rematch for look, if Travis Browne loses his next fight and you win your next fight and you have a rematch with Travis Browne by some strange unforeseen circumstance, it's a tough fight for you again, you know, and it very well could happen the same way again. You know,
or
he's
it could
more
happen
fluid.
the other way, for sure.
It could, but he's more fluid on his feet. He's more lethal. Like his ability to close the distance and land shots, he has an extra speed, an extra ability to connect that I don't see from you. This is hard for me to say because I love you as a friend, It's hard for me to say, but this is just a reality to the efficiency of his movements, the way he lands shots, and the way you do it. Could you land a haymaker on him and take him out? Yeah, it's totally. Yes, you could do it. You're a big guy, man. You hit hard. If you land the right shot at the right time. But if I was objective and I was standing outside looking at it from the outside and I had a bet, I would have to bet on him. This sucks for you. It's hard to hear.
That's maybe the worst show I've ever done.
Now, because Brendan Schaub's addiction to failure is far stronger than his addiction to collecting brain damage, he decided to embark on a new journey. In May 2019, Brendan Schaub released his first stand-up comedy special, You'd Be Surprised, which received a 1.5 out of 10 on IMDb, and to be fair, you'd likely have more fun reading the IMDb reviews than actually watching the special. That said, one of the things you have to admire about someone like Brendan Schaub is his persistence in the face of repeated failure. In April 2022, he released Gringo Papi, which not only set a record for being one of the shortest stand-up comedy specials, but also for being one of the worst, surpassing the previous record, which was also held by Schaub with You'd Be Surprised. When Gringo Papi came out, the internet erupted and could not believe that someone could produce something so poorly received. This reaction not only led to widespread mockery of Brendan Schaub online, but also from fellow comedians, with Brendan becoming a laughingstock within the comedy scene.
Tim, can we play word association LA comic scene?
Sure.
All right, ready? You gotta just fire it off. Don't be a Whitney. Gringo Papi.
Kind of brilliant, kind of brilliantly funny in a way that no comedy special has ever been, because it's mysterious in a way, because you're looking at it and you're going like, there's a lot of choices made and you don't know why those choices were made.
Of course.
Ari Shafir,
Yes.
do you respect Brendan Schaub as a comedian?
Shit. Yes. I mean, there's no way.
Jew.
Hey, Ari, this isn't one of the lie detector test questions, but let me just ask you something. Do you respect David Tell as a comedian?
Yes.
See how it sounds when you tell the truth?
Number 3, do you respect Brendan Schaub as a comedian?
Can I trade this question for 2 more questions?
No, you cannot.
You said yes, and the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Ari, who's your friend? I am also surprised.
So that's like really, really easy. No airports.
You mean the Arlington where Gringo Papi was filmed?
Wait, is that where that was filmed?
Is it?
The Dallas Improv, Arlington?
I think so, yeah.
That's where Gringo Papi was filmed.
Oh, no.
Dude, tough act to follow.
Pressure's on.
Oh, man. How do you know that? How do you know that was filmed there?
I was fascinated by the entire I even know where the construction paper came from.
Oh, my God.
I even know who cut it out.
Oh, my God. That's so funny. Yeah, we all are. We're all very fascinated about it.
It was fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, just like, I'm particularly close to that because of the known for other things coming into stand-up, like first special on Showtime, and then like putting out the second special on your own.
35 minutes.
25.
Was it really?
It was 25.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting. It's like death by 1,000 self-inflicted paper cuts or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
And I think the most surprising of them all was Joe Rogan, who usually would defend Brendan no matter what. Not to mention, he was one of the few people who thought Brendan was funny enough to actually pursue comedy and actively encouraged him to do it. So to now see him making fun of Brendan during his beef with Bobby Lee is once again kind of surprising.
Depends. I just watched this. Have you seen this documentary, The Most Hated Man on the Internet?
No.
Did you hear?
Who is the most hated man on the internet?
His name is Hunter Moore. I don't know.
Brendan Schaub just went like this. Oh. Whew.
I remember this guy.
I don't even want to get caught in these crosshairs. I don't even want to be close to this. Damn it. There wasn't. I literally.
Whew, that was close.
Oh, gosh.
And now the only thing Brendan has going for himself is his podcasting career, which he has been doing for over a decade. You would expect that with so much experience under his belt, Brendan would be quite good at it. Unfortunately for him, this is another one of his careers in which he is a complete failure. The first problem Brendan encounters whenever he speaks into a microphone is the fact that he cannot speak properly to begin with. There are even compilations of him mispronouncing words or completely making up words.
Wiz Khalifa. I sound like my dad right there.
Wiz Khalifa.
Well, you sure it's Khalifa, not Khalifi?
Yeah, even I know.
I think it depends. Well, I've heard both.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Khalifa or Khalifi.
I heard Khalifa.
He makes some nice music. Tiger Thick.
It's almost Friday.
Can you grab extra glasses too?
You haven't tried the Tiger Thick.
Thank you.
No. It came
It's
out.
in mass production. Well, it's coming out. It'll be ready by when I trained with Alexander Gustin. I walked away getting memorized.
Stupid. What was that movie? Oh, The Happening.
Yeah, a lot of people hated it. I loved it.
It's like goofy.
That was an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, Shyamalan movie.
And to be fair to Brendan, this isn't a major issue and can be easily overlooked, as it can sometimes come across as unintentionally funny. Ironically, that tends to be the only time he is funny, when he's not trying to. However, the bigger problem is that he does not seem to understand how conversation works. When someone is speaking, there is a basic rule: you let them finish before responding. This is especially important in a podcast setting, particularly when hosting guests or conducting interviews, something he still struggles with despite over a decade of experience. His constant interrupting is one of his most consistently frustrating and distracting habits.
Let's say it goes how you think it's going to go. Khabib dominates. What's next? I'll tell you what I think.
Go ahead.
And one of the reasons I say this is because I heard you say this, so I put a lot of weight into it, is he's done.
Okay, so yes and no.
I think he retires. I don't think a Tony Ferguson. I don't think a Conor fight. I think at the end of the day, too, we got to chalk it up. Like, I know it's sad to say, but this is kind of how everybody's movie ends if you stick around long enough. Like, it's just the way it is. You know?
No, for sure.
He's not as fast. He's not as quick. He's,
But I would say this.
Physically, he doesn't look the same as if you go look at the days when he's fighting Strikeforce to now. I mean, he's still first team all body, but still back then he was like, why not just give Aljamain the top shot? Right? Like, no disrespect to Jose Aldo, and he's one of the greatest of all time. He did work that he did, but it's like this makes everyone just want to see you versus Peter.
Yeah, I think that would have been.
Did you think there was a chance that would happen? I thought maybe he'd be like, all right, let's put Jose Aldo on ice.
Now, the interesting part about his podcasting career is that Brendan did, in fact, find success. However, unfortunately for him, it had little to do with him and everything to do with Theo Von. In December 2018, the first episode of King and the Sting was released, and right from the start, it was a massive success. It continued to perform strongly until 2022 when Theo Von announced he was leaving the podcast. After Theo left, the podcast shifted direction. It was rebranded as the Golden Hour, but it is widely seen as a shadow of what it once was, with many episodes struggling to reach even 100,000 views. So in the end, the man of many failures, Brendan Schaub, failed again. With that said, if you enjoyed this video, you can also watch this one where Duncan Trussell had a meltdown on the Joe Rogan Experience over Trump and his war in Iran.